Here I am recording this video June 3rd, 2024, 3 days before June 6th. Now, June 6th is a very important day in history because it was that day in 1944 when more than 150,000 Allied troops stormed the beaches of Normandy and brought the fight to the Axis powers in a very big way. This is known as D-Day. And today I want to share with you a series of watches that pays tribute to that day and the heroes that made the ultimate sacrifice. It is 4:05 p.m. Let's get down to business. So today we're going to take a look at two Presidis watches. Now, Presidis is a watchmaker that I've worked with in the past that has come out with various kind of tactical, military-themed, truly functional watches, and they have two new releases I want to share with you right before celebrating, the memorial of D-Day. And we have the Utah Beach Sand Watch, and that watch's dial is actually made out of sand from Utah Beach in collaboration with the Sainte-Marie-du-Mont Museum. And then here in the office right now, we have the C-47 SkyTrain door watch. And this watch's dial incorporates a piece of genuine C-47 SkyTrain aircraft door. And that's a reminder of the crucial role that these played during the D-Day operations. Now, the cool thing about these watches, whether you get the SkyTrain door watch or the Utah Beach Sand watch, is that no two watches will look the same, okay? Because, again, the sand is going to be different in each dial, and then when it comes to the SkyTrain door, your dial is going to look very different from other ones depending on the texturing and the distressed nature of that metal. We're going to talk about that more in a moment, but let's jump into the specs. So when we're looking at the Utah Beach Sand Watch, the case is 38 millimeters, stainless steel. Actually, it measures in a little bit smaller than 38. It's 37.7, 44.8 millimeter lug to lug, and about 12.8 millimeters thick. You're getting an acrylic crystal. You're getting a matte, either green, black, or blue base color dial. And then the bottom layer of the dial, there's kind of a barrier. It's a very thin plastic barrier that isolates the sand that is kind of held within that dial. And then you have an option of a NATO green, black tropical, or dark blue tropical strap. These are powered by a Miyota 9039 premium movement. You're getting a invert etching, raised, shiny, and debossed small texture case back. And these come in around 495 buckaroos. Now, for the SkyTrain door watch, the watch that I have here in my hot little hands, again, 37.7 millimeters, 44.8 millimeter lug to lug, 12.8 millimeters thick. You're also getting a stainless steel case sandblast finish. But this has a either brown leather strap, a nylon black, a black canvas, or a nylon green strap. The one here in the office today is a distressed brown leather strap. You're getting a domed acrylic crystal. You are also getting a literal piece of a C-47 SkyTrain door panel. And what's interesting about this is you can see some kind of texturing, some distressed, kind of interesting presentation. It looks like it's actually potentially been used, and no two watches are going to look the same, and they actually offer either more distressed variants or less distressed variants. So if you want a watch that looks like it came from a heavily used distressed door panel, then you're going to choose one from that batch. If you want one that's kind of a little cleaner and maybe a little more unsuspecting, like this one's kind of more on the cleaner end, then you would choose one from the less distressed batch. I think that's very cool to have that option in the first place. And again, if you're choosing the Utah Sand Watch, you're literally having a piece of history as well, getting some sand from an area that was, very, very important when it comes to World War II as a whole. So to have two options there and to have a kind of bespoke feeling watch, no two watches are going to be the same. It kind of feels like this is your own piece of history, but to not have a bespoke price tag, because again, both of these are kind of essentially within the $500 price point, that's very, very cool. A huge plus, in my opinion. I love the simplicity. I love how legible everything is. I love how this watch specifically has a very great lume. Unfortunately, I couldn't test the lume on the Utah Sand watch, but it is, I believe, Super Luminova, and they've applied it very nicely in this case, so it's quite vibrant. And this watch has drilled lugs, thank God, so if I don't want this leather strap and I want to put it on a NATO, wouldn't be hard to do. I think this is definitely a very versatile watch because this one specifically has a threaded crown and I believe a 200 meter water resistance rating. And, you could get this wet. You could also keep it on a leather strap and have it kind of dressy. It's just a nice, everyday, versatile piece. The only thing that I could say negatively about it is that at 37.7 millimeters, if you have, oversized wrists, this might wear a bit small. But if you're a vintage lover like myself, then that's perfect. But let me know what you think about this release. This is a big deal in that we are coming on to the memorial of D-Day. I'm sure you guys have seen movies like Saving Private Ryan. I'm sure you've played various video game franchises like, Medal of Honor and things like that, Call of Duty, that depict this harrowing battle on the beaches of Normandy. And it's cool to have a piece of history like that and to celebrate the heroes that were there. So leave me that comment. I want to hear from you, and I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.